Good morning. Welcome back to another vlog. I have been inconsistent lately. It's been a rough couple of weeks for me. Yeah, especially the last couple days have just not been fun. So here I am today. It's a little bit after 1 p.m. right now. I got up, did my usual morning routine, took my meds, my blood pressure. I also prepped a couple of months of the blood pressure log so I can just fill it in as the days go. I got like up until the 18th of May done. I'm not going to do any more right now, but I did prep that. Um, I also refilled my medications. That was something that needed to happen. I took my last dose today, so I got up and did that as well. And then obviously let the dogs out, and I've just been relaxing since then. Yeah, I haven't been doing good. Like I said, I've just been struggling mentally, physically, emotionally, like every single way you can think. I've just not been feeling the best. So yeah, I did have my psych visit with my new psychiatrist on the 24th. I ended up, so that appointment was scheduled in person at the clinic. I ended up confusing it with the time of my follow-up with my primary care in May. That one's at 11:20, and I mixed it up with the psych appointment, so I drove all the way to the clinic at 11:30-ish that day, and I checked my appointment dates that I'd written down, and it was not until 1. So at that point, I didn't have gas, so that put me in kind of a predicament. I ended up calling the clinic after I got home and explained the situation. I said, I'm a new patient with this doctor, but would it be possible to switch that to like a virtual visit? And anyway, luckily they were able to switch it from in person to virtual. So it was a couple of minutes late just because he's busy and he's only at the clinic I go to once a week. So hopped on the call with him at about 1:10, 1:15, and we didn't get off until after 2. So it was over an hour long. I think in his notes on the app that we log everything for me, like that my clinic goes through, he put 70 minutes for the whole appointment. I'm not going to go into anything that was said, but basically we talked about anything and everything. We discussed like what happened to me last January with my heart conditions, what conditions I have, different things that I wrote down when we were at my dad's for the Super Bowl that I wanted to talk to him about. So we discussed all of that. And overall, it was a really good appointment. He does want to obviously continue to meet with me and do further evaluation. So we meet again on March 3rd, which is actually the day after my cardiology appointment. So I'll see cardiology at the hospital on the 2nd, and then I'll see him at the clinic on the 3rd. So 2 doctor's office visits in the span of 2 days, which sucks. No one likes doctor's appointments, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So overall, very nice guy. I'm excited to meet with him and get proper diagnosis, plural. So yeah, that went really good, and I'm happy with that. He did want Beeps to come with me to that follow-up appointment just to get his input on everything that's going on with me, because Beeps has seen a lot of it. So Beeps will be there that day, and then also the day before for my cardiology appointment. So yeah, that's basically the story on my appointment. I don't know if you can see Grogu Man, but I made him fresh food yesterday, so he must have been vegging out this morning. You guys can see the water droplets on his back. I have missed it already today. I also started a load of laundry due to the fact that I haven't been feeling well whatsoever in any way. I've been slacking on a lot of the cleaning and chores around here, so I decided to throw a load in the washer, and then I also threw what was in the dryer in the clean clothes basket. So yeah, that's going right now, and hopefully I can get around to putting all the clean stuff away today. We will see how I feel, but I'm also not gonna like push it to the point where I end up overdoing myself. So like I said, I did prep a couple months in advance for my blood pressure log. So obviously we did today's morning reading. We'll do this evening. Today's was 106/64. My BVM was 88. So pretty good. And then I prepped this page and this page for March. This page and this page for April. And this page for May. I still have to do the rest of May, but got that all prepped, so as the days go on I can just fill it in. It's not as much work all at once, so yeah, this is awesome. That being said, today is the 26th, so I see cardiology in 5 days at 9:45 a.m. and then I see my psychiatrist, my new psychiatrist that I was just talking about, on the 3rd at 8:30 a.m. So 2 appointments in a row. It sucks. Like I said, no one likes doctor's appointments, but I've been in need of an accurate diagnosis for a while. I was diagnosed with bipolar 1 in June to July of 2019, and I've had that same diagnosis ever since then. But recently, within the last 3 or 4 years maybe, I have just felt like my symptoms, I guess, don't really align with bipolar from my understanding and my research. And I felt that way for a while, like I said. So eventually I started thinking like it feels like, according to my research, it feels more like the swings and the mood changes of borderline personality disorder. So I obviously mentioned that to my doctor as well, and he's like 99% leaning towards BPD instead of bipolar disorder. So my feelings and my intuition were pretty much right when it came to that. Diagnosis of PTSD and then a potential diagnosis of ADHD and BPD. He hasn't diagnosed those two yet, but yeah, we will see what happens at my follow-up appointment. Hopefully we can get stuff on the right track, and if he has to put me on medication for certain things, then that's what has to happen. I don't really, obviously nobody wants more medications than they need to take or have to take, but if it happens, it happens. And also, being with my heart conditions, he also informed me that a lot of psych meds in this situation can affect the QT interval. If you guys don't know, I have long QT syndrome, so he said we have to definitely watch out for that when prescribing medications. That being said, I gave him my cardiologist's name and info and my EP doctor's name and info as well, so he can communicate with them directly about medications. I don't want him to go through me and have anything miscommunicated. Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to like say something wrong and like have something happen with my heart because of it. So he has all of my heart doctor's info as well. I was wearing like actual clothes, but I changed into this like really soft, like almost like cotton and spandex feeling moo. I don't know where I got this, but it's super cute. I was wearing like my Friends Fight t-shirt that I designed for my mom's fundraiser back in 2016 when she was dealing with her heart disease and heart failure fight. I was wearing that and like some flowy like denim shorts. But like I said, I haven't been feeling good in any way. So I just wanted to relax. Got everything done that I pretty much needed to do for today. So I'm not really worried about that. I've just been trying to take it easy and like not overdo it for the sake of my mental and physical and emotional state recently. So yeah, that's that. My sister and I hung out for a little bit yesterday. I went with her yesterday morning at around 9 to the FedEx shipping facility near us because she had a new Panther chameleon shipped. So he got there yesterday morning. I just met her at her place and we went in her car over there and picked him up. He is a beautiful boy. He was not very happy. I don't blame him. He's big. He's a really big boy. But they always ask you, especially with like live animals, I feel like if you want to open the package. And we obviously did just to make sure that he wasn't injured or whatever. So we opened it and it was obviously like the usual like styrofoam flat pieces on the top and the bottom and packing peanuts. And then it was a cloth bag. Usually they're in like if you've ever been to PetSmart and gotten live crickets, it's kind of like the plastic container they keep the crickets in. So that was in there. The cloth bag was, and my sister went to grab it thinking it was like one of those containers I was just talking about inside of a bag, but the chameleon was just like in a bag, like just in the cloth bag. So when she went to grab him, she grabbed the chameleon himself and was like, oh shit. And we were all like, the fuck? Why is he not in a container? Anyway, so he was not happy. He was in a box for 24 hours, obviously without UVB, without misting, without food. So we took him straight back to my sister's place and put him in the enclosure. She lost her chameleon Mars a few days ago. So this new guy is in Mars enclosure. Got him all set up and obviously misted and under UVB. And he went for the food almost immediately. We could tell that he was a hungry man. So yeah, she did that yesterday, and then we kind of parted ways, and I came back here afterwards because she had her lash appointment. And we decided that I would just meet her back at her house after. So she texted me when she was done with that appointment, and I went back there and hung out for a few more hours with her. And then shortly after I got home, Beeps got home, and we just really spent the evening together. So yeah, that was pretty much yesterday. Tattoo update. It is very dry. I've been horrible about putting moisturizer on it. Now that it's like over 2 weeks old, I can use my tattoo lotion. I don't have to use like Aquaphor. But I haven't really been focused on it, which is kind of bad. But it is fully healed. It's not raised or scabbed at all anymore. So looking good. Also, you can probably tell my toes didn't last very long, unfortunately, which is sad because they did match my nails almost identical, but they didn't last, so I'm probably going to redo them. I didn't have alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, the first time I did them to dry the nail out, like after filing, so maybe I'll redo them now that I have alcohol. Maybe a different color. But they're not looking too cute. They do need some trimming as well, so maybe we will do that today if I feel up to it. So Ruby and Indy are out of their kennel. Obviously took Indy out like I usually do. I can hear Ruby laying outside of the bedroom door. I have been trying to not let them in here in the bedroom. One, because they just are always on the bed. Indy sheds a ton, and I just don't like laying in a bed full of her hair, so I tend to not let the dogs in here. Obviously, they're welcome in here if they're not on the bed, but if they're going to jump on the bed, which they usually do, I don't tend to let them in there, especially when I'm cleaning every day in here, trying to keep it nice, so we shall see. Like, for example, the other day, Indy was laying, like, over here, and the bed was covered in her shed, so I kicked her out after that and decided, like, no more dogs on the bed. Ruby is hypoallergenic because Beebs is, like, sort of allergic. So she doesn't shed hardly at all, if not any. But, yeah, it's mostly Indy that leaves a trail of hair everywhere she goes. I do not feel good whatsoever. What do you want to bet? Ruby's outside the door. I knew it! Shall we see what Indy girl is doing? Indy! She's coming. Hi, baby girl. Hi. Okay, time check. It is 1:21. Beebs should be on his way home in the next hour and a half or so. So yeah, we got bananas at Walmart last night, so I think I'm gonna dig into one of these. Yeah, it just sounds really good right now. So I ended up cutting it up like I used to do for my daughter. And I'm just gonna go back in the bedroom and enjoy these. These critters should be good for another hour or so, and then I'll take Indy out again. I would do like bananas and peanut butter, but I'm not really feeling peanut butter this morning, so we're gonna have lonely bananas. Also, I'm wearing my heart necklace because February is American Heart Month, and I've also been trying to wear red. But I don't own very much red clothing, so it hasn't been every day. But you should be wearing red as often as you can, not only in February, but every day. I wanted to give you guys, while I'm eating my banana, I wanted to give you a quick update on the new cuff that Beebs got me. So, I've been loving this guy. I don't know if I vlogged this or not. I don't think I did. The other day I did end up going over to my doctor's office, the clinic I go to, that Nicole works at, and she ended up calibrating this cuff with the cuffs that they have, the arm cuffs at the clinic, and she came to the conclusion that they're like one number off, so basically completely accurate. And she just basically told me, like, sometimes the wrist cuffs are like slightly, like a hairline off from the accuracy of an arm cuff. So yeah, we did that. I'm getting accurate readings, which is good, but I've been loving this. It's small and convenient. Usually I just keep it on top of my plastic drawers on my nightstand, but it's also small enough to like put in the drawers themselves, the nightstand drawers. So yeah, I've been loving this, and I am going to take it to my cardiology appointment so he can kind of see what I'm working with. Or sometimes I'll even put the cuff on this little end table I have sitting over here. Another update, I've been journaling a ton using the new pens that Beebs got me, but this is today's entry. I haven't gotten far, but I've been doing a ton in February, which I'm proud of myself for. Just like a ton. You guys can see based on where the mark sits, like the marker, that I've been progressing a lot through this journal. By the way, I got this journal at Spirit Halloween last Halloween, so yeah, love this, and I'm planning to get another thick one like this when this one fills up. I do like the leather bound journals with the closure, just so the pages don't get ruined if it comes open, but love this guy. Also, I've been collecting more notes from Beebs, and then I was actually flipping through that to see if I had anything written in there, and I found one more from the original notepad. So yeah, that's that. Also, still loving the Q ring. I wear it on both hands. I prefer to wear it on my left hand, just because I find that it's so big that especially when I'm writing with this hand, it like bothers me. And then I layered it on this hand with this ring that my sister actually made me out of wire and a bead. But yeah, I prefer it on the left hand, so that's the hand we've got it on. And my nails are still the same. So I'm actually really wanting to take a nap. I would leave the dogs out. That's ultimately what I would want to do, but I don't really trust Indy that much. I can leave Ruby out, but Indy needs to be in her kennel. I feel bad, but I don't want her getting into anything or peeing or pooping on the floor. That being said, since a nap is in the agenda, I'm gonna close the blinds, try to get daylight in here to help with my depression during the day. So yeah, but we're gonna say peace out to the daylight so I can hop in my cozy bed and take a nap. So this is fucking random as fuck. Hopefully you guys will sit here without falling. I'm balancing you on a fountain drink from Maverick that I got last night. Anyway, the biopic is happening in April. Every Michael Jackson fan, I feel like everybody on earth knows about it by now. Anyway, I've been a Michael Jackson fan since I was literally like 5-6 years old. If my mom was alive, she can attest to that. My sister knows. My childhood friend Maddie knows. Beebs knows. Like, I literally had a breakdown to him about Michael Jackson like a month ago. I have an MJ clock. My mom got me the cardboard cutout that you guys have seen. I've just loved him my whole life. Anyway, speaking of the biopic, I have a few things that I want to wear to that. First option being a hoodie. My sister got me this hoodie. It is the Dangerous album cover. Just a black, like, silky kind of hoodie. Obviously the front and back are the Dangerous album. It has the big pocket. So that is option number one, but I don't know if I want to go with the hoodie. Maybe I'll just take this with me just in case. So yeah, this hoodie is option one. And then you guys saw the two shirts that Beebs got me for Christmas, the Bad album one and then the Thriller black and red one. So those are two options for shirts, but neither of them are clean, so I can't pull them out and show you here. But anyway, those are options 2 and 3. Option number 4 is this Michael Jackson shirt that I've had forever. It's actually from Live Vintage Los Angeles. I got this for Christmas from my aunt when I was like fucking 11 years old or some shit. I don't even know. But this one's super cute. So this is option 4 for a top. And then I was thinking if I wore either this one or the white shirt with the Bad logo on it. I actually did a Michael Jackson dance in clogging, Michael Jackson routine. So we wore like a Michael themed jacket. But anyway, if I wear the Bad album shirt that you guys saw that I got for Christmas, I wanted to wear this jacket. It has like the big shoulders with a black collar and a button in the center. It's just like an MJ red with like the flare in the back. And I want to get like the classic Michael Jackson like slip-on shoes and wear white socks with it, maybe some black jeans. But I want to wear this on top of either this shirt or the Bad one, like I said. I just feel like the Thriller one, like the faded black one that Beebs got me, is too much red to wear this with. So those are my options. If you guys want to leave a comment, I'm so excited for the biopic. So let me know what you think I should wear to that. So yeah, that's that. Also, I obviously have my two MJ tattoos. This one was actually inspired by Paris Jackson. His daughter has this on her wrist, but hers is just, I believe, red writing. Anyway, I have those two tattoos to represent him as well. And obviously by then I will have had my nails filled a couple of times. So the fill appointment before the biopic, I'll probably do MJ nails. But yeah, as you guys know, these are my natural nails, which I'm so proud of. So yeah, that's that. I have put Indy in her kennel and I'm going to lay down and take the nap that I was talking about. Very excited. I'm exhausted and just like I said a million times, haven't been feeling good. So I'm gonna lay down for a little bit, try to get some rest, and hopefully by the time I wake up, Beebs will be home shortly after. So yeah, I know this vlog wasn't as long as my vlogs typically are, but I love you guys so much. Like I always say, don't forget to always express what you're thankful for. Drink your water, take your meds, and if your posture's bad, fix it. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye. Mwah.